I am retired Air Force. I've lived in Arizona longer than I've lived anywhere because my father was in the Navy, so I've always moved around a lot. But I've lived here in Arizona now for 14 years, longer than I've lived anywhere. I had no installation fee, no early payment up front. It was really just signing my name on the line allowed me to get into solar without any capital of my own. But I want to say, after that initial power on, the one block off the grid actually continued to negotiate on the way that things are installed. And REC Solar, that did the install, wrote me a check for about $1,800. So after the switch on, having no money out of my pocket, I had to go to work and talk to coworkers that are telling me, "Oh, I've already drank the Kool-Aid. I'm already in this deal," and talking about how I've been, shanghaied or whatever into this deal. And I said, "The Kool-Aid is green," and I showed them this check. I said, "The Kool-Aid is green." And yes, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. So yeah, I became a solar customer partly for, you have to do the math. It's important to make economic sense in, within your family or, what you can afford. So certainly how solar we are as a country is dependent on how affordable it is for the individual consumer at the end. If I sit in my garage and drink coffee or whatever, and I can listen to when the inverter's first getting its sun rays in the morning, and it's saying, "Oh, there's some power there," and it switches on for a little while, and then it's, that's not enough, and it switches back off, and so it switches on, it switches off, it seems like, and then eventually it comes on and it stays on, and so then you're producing power all day long with a system that has no moving parts except maybe a little fan that's in the inverter. I was the first person kind of in my cubicle area at my job to have solar installed, and so other people have gone and found different companies. They haven't all gone the same path as me, but I was one of the early people around where I work. So a lot of people ask me, and I know who some of my coworkers are that have solar, and we smile and we talk about what's going on with solar, and there's sort of a camaraderie, a brotherhood of solar producers, consumers, or whatever. So I am a veteran of Desert Storm, and I did see sunspots on the sun at sunrise or sunset. I could look directly at the sun because the amount of oil that was burning from the oil wells that Saddam blew up and put all of that oil into smoke that's in the sky. You heard stories about it in the news, but I was there, I saw it, and it's really sad. It's really sad. At the end of your life, you're more a giver or a taker. You can't be on the fence about that. So, make the right decision and be a giver into the future. I think that APS should just leave us alone. Play with the rules that are already in place. They should not change the rate, not even 1%. Okay. And I've used this analogy of the bank before, but banks actually pay you interest when you're putting money in their bank. So these electrons I'm putting into their system. Maybe they should be looking at the equation in the other direction, that they should be paying us more, not less, for our electricity. Okay, this is one of the more interesting things I do with my electricity. This is an old pinball machine made by Williams. Like a lot of old pinball machine companies, they all got kind of bought up by one company that has found ways to make their pinball machines cheaper for more profit. Okay, so here you have sort of an antique that we value because they don't make them like this anymore. This is the way pinball machines should always be made.